In this part of our course, we want to know how we can add 3D model or 3D assets from Asset Store of Unity or other websites to our project and how we can use them in our scene. Alright, previously we have talked about the various types of the lightings in the Unity. In this step, we want to talk how we can add 3D models or 3D assets into our project. In fact, we have to initially download them or make them. Make them with 3D Max Studio or Maya or Cinema 4D or Google SketchUp or other 3D model designer softwares, or even you can download it from the other websites, online assets shops or Unity Asset Store. For example, right now we want to add a 3D model of a character which has animation in this package, and right now it is our 3D model Iron Man. The format of the 3D model must be OBJ 3ds FBX Collab or Cinema 4D. If you have Cinema 4D software on your computer, the Unity can compile it and import it. Without Cinema 4D, you cannot add the Cinema 4D. But if you have Blender on your computer, the format of blend.blend will be the supportable by the Unity engine. Okay. Only thing is we have to drag and drop Iron Man folder with all contents into our assets folder. We need to wait for compiling and importing everything. Okay, we have Iron Man in here. As you can see, these files are our character, and these files are the animations of our character, and these files are our textures, and this file is our normal map. Okay, at first I want to add Iron Man character without any animation to our scene with drag and drop. Oh, as you can see, the size of it is very huge. Something like big giant. We can decrease the size and make it very smaller, something like real size. Perfect. In here we can set the size 0.025. Perfect. Now it's time to drag and drop texture of this Iron Man to the object. We click on the 3D model and drag and drop our texture. As you can see, it already has texture, but the texture of it is very cartoony, so the maps and the downside and upside are very flat. We can add a normal map to our material to here with drag and drop, and also we can change the smoothness here for maybe something like metallic. Perfect. We can see the effects of the lights on the body of Iron Man in here. Get better understanding. Yes. Perfect. I want to talk about something important in the 3D models. It's called mesh render. In the mesh render component, we can manage the material, lighting, props, and additional settings. For example, in the material, some objects has only one material. But some objects, they have more than one, maybe 2, 3, 20 or 50 materials as a color of that object. So it's very important to be able to manage them, and even we can change the material in here. For example, we can add another material, something like this, but it's not matched with our 3D model, so we can press Ctrl Z and keep it as a default. Another important parameter of the mesh renderer component is lighting. In here, we can say cast shadow and receive shadows. We can manage the 3D model to be able to manage the shadows of the object. So it is very important in optimization, the scene. For example, look at this. This 3D model doesn't have shadow forever because I said, okay, cast shadows equal off. If you put your 3D model anywhere, you will not see any shadows. Another parameter is receive shadows. For example, right now, I can put the 3D model in here for better understanding. Look at this. The shadow of the tree has an impact on the body texture. Right now it is bright, and then here it is dark. You can say, look at this. The shadow of the tree doesn't have any impact on the material of the object. So you can say, okay, I don't want to receive the shadow of the other objects, or I want to have shadow myself. You can have another types of shadows, something like this, two-sided or shadow only. Look at this. Our 3D model is in our scene, but you cannot see the mesh. You can see only the shadow. Okay, we can keep the shadows on. Perfect. In the next step, we want to talk about how we can add animation to our 3D model. For example, our 3D model must have a rig for adding animation from motion captures or other solutions. For example, in here, our 3D model has rig. Here, it is our character rig, spin, leg right, leg left, spin in here, neck, left shoulder, right shoulder, and it is, for example, right arm, right forearm, right hand, and fingers. This is the rig. You can make your rig's character in any characters rig in any software for animation, for example Maya, 3D Max, or other applications for that. I don't want to talk about it more than this part, and we can drag and drop our animation to it, something like this. And in here, if we put our main camera in the position in front of this view and we play the game, look at this, our animation has been played. Perfect. Okay, it's enough for animation. In the future, maybe we can check out more about the animations of the character. I wanted to show you how we can add a 3D model with the animation. And in the next step, we want to add another types of 3D model. from another website. For example, one of the famous websites in the 3D world, it's called 3D Warehouse. It is about the Google SketchUp. In this site, you can find any object you want. For example, BMW models free. It is an important issue. It is free. Or for example, robot. Look at this. Also, you can make your 3D model yourself if you have any knowledge for how we can create 3D model in Google SketchUp or UAV. Okay, right now I've selected this 3D model. If you want to download, only thing is you have to log in with your account. It is free with the Google account, and you can download SketchUp formats or Collada. I prefer to be Collada because Collada has textures of this 3D model as well in the specific package, and you don't need to export textures separately, and you don't need to have SketchUp on your computer as well. So you download the Collada. Oh, sorry. Okay, now we open it. Perfect. And in here, we create a new folder. Right click, create folder. It's called house. And if we want to go directly into the house, we right click and show in Explorer. We are in here, house, and drag and drop our 3D models into this folder. And we say house and house texture. Perfect. Now we have to wait for importing process. Perfect, it's ready to use. As you can see, it is our 3D model. It's heavy for here, and as you can see, it has a lot of materials, but in the model we can see another performance here. Import camera, import lights. You can check off these parameters to be able to import only the 3D models, because SketchUp as a default has cameras and lights, and specifically cameras. You can say, okay, we don't need to have import cameras, and you can check off it. So in here we can drag and drop a 3D model of house to our scene. As you can see, it has a lot of objects and also many cameras. We can select them and check off, hide. Perfect. Now it's ready to use. We can say, okay, this part of our scene can be disabled them. Alright, and decrease the size. This very beautiful model. This is a beautiful guy. And in here we have a beautiful house. This kitchen and top stairs. Perfect. Yeah, it is very beautiful. So you can add any 3D model from Google SketchUp as well, and you can edit them as well. For example, you can say, okay, put it in here, or change the material of this object. Perfect. We can keep it in here in our scene because it is very beautiful, but we can remove these ones. Oh, sorry. And also this road, we don't need it. Oh, sorry. I suppose I need to select it and check off the mesh renderer, because all of these objects are the children of this road. If we want to hide this, these grasses will be hide as well, but we don't need it. We don't want it, so we say okay, only check off the mesh renderer. So we have this object, but it is not visible. This is exactly that thing we wanted at the beginning. Okay, Control S for auto-saving the scene. And let's go to the another solution for import a 3D model or 3D assets into our project. I want to introduce you assetstore.unity.com. It is a very important website for buy or download packages for Unity, plugins, packages, assets, anything you want. For example, here, 3D assets, 2D assets, textures, materials, templates, animations, GUI or menu of the game, VFX, so for example, particle systems, fires, smoke, or I don't know, rain, snow, anything, an idea. And also some tools for it is the plugins for the Unity for scripting, train, animation, utilities, AI, particles and effects, and all tool for other things. And also you can find another services in here. Anyway, we need to go to the assets, 3D, and in here you can find out any assets you want with the search, with the very powerful search engine in here. And also you can filter your important parameters. You can say, okay, only the free assets, or if you want to buy, you can pay the money or other things. You can filter the Unity version, publisher, or ratings, or platforms, or release date. Anyway, I prefer to keep the free assets on. Okay. So for our simulator, we need to have something like these beautiful cars. For example, in here, you can see them. Perfect. And as you can see, the size of it is 2.5 megabyte. It's very low. And the version supported Unity is 2019.4.26 or higher. It is a very important issue for if you have any Unity version less than this version, it doesn't work for you. So all the time, please check this parameter. Okay, now we want to add this package to our project. First, you need to log in to the Unity Asset Store. After that, you need to import it, add to my assets, and in here into the window package manager, it has another option. It's called my assets. Inside of my assets you can find out that package. Let me to sign in and try to download it right now. Now we click on add to my assets and accept the rules. Perfect. It has been added to my assets. And let's go to the package manager again. It's here. I suppose the name of it was aircraft free racing car. That's it. Now let's download it and import it. It is a package and it contains these assets, materials, meshes, prefabs for Unity, scenes and textures. Okay. I think it has been imported to our scene, our project. Okay, it's here. Now let's open the scenes, for example, a demo day, demo night. It's here. Beautiful cars are ready for use. We can put anywhere we want. So we come back to our scene and sample scene and go to the here prefabs, and we put the prefab of blue car, yellow car to our scene. Beautiful. Going inside, now it's an empty object. Perfect. This very optimized and low poly 3D model. It's very useful for the mobile games. So that's it. Okay, let's go to the next step.